There you go. Actually, no, I do need to hear so real quick. Thanks for reminding me. 1 second. Okay. Hey, well. Take this out. This one. New track. This tab artist Hey, Jonathan. Alright. phone case. You're gonna watch the 93 Mario movie tomorrow. Ew. I mean, cool. With my sister. Aditi Vada Bosnia, no, we could have a good car. I still say ew. I seen it like one time. I was like, when I was a kid, I seen it. It's the best of luck. It's hard to watch sometimes. Yeah, that's the one. That's the live action one. The one where a lot of people really don't like. There we go. That part's finished. So let me just move over here. Finally, I'm kind of satisfied when I'm done with this part. Have fun on your journey. Let me know if it gets really lonely.
Yeah.
I mean, that sounds so much better. Alright, say that. Alright, cool. I just want to say that quick. Well, See, Chuck didn't spit that much bars, and after that, he just shut up. Hopefully one day that footage get found. Like it's out there. It's out there. Where at? Shit, who knows? And I like this one because Duncan and Bob are just being goofy in the booth for no reason. No, I'm talking about this audio. This is literally them just saying random ad-lib things. Like, you can just tell these two guys are, like, having fun, saying random stuff. whatever. Actually, it's funny enough because this came from 7-1, but this is the uncut of the album with. I'm gonna tell you the logo first. Where is it actually? Oh, I know where it's at.
Oh yeah, that's the way you do it.
So yeah, this is just a single version of Are You Ready for This? This was actually an outtake cut in the. Like I'm just dropping this bad boy. This is an outtake cut from the Chuck E. Cheese. Look at the. I gotta get the clear out. The Chuck E. Cheese awesome tune tracks. This was actually sold in stores around '96. So this was the first time Chuck E. Cheese actually sold records and like stuff, but at the time not records, but like cassette tapes. You consider those to be like records, but that's okay. It also shows to the. I know it's kind of hard to see. I'll just put this bad boy around because the glare is messing it up. So this also has two. Focus. A selection cut of Hokey Pokey by Bray Combo. Brain Combo. Brain Combo helped out a lot with the Awesome Vegetable Machine show, and one of their songs, Hokey Pokey, was actually in the live show. So here's what it looks like. Some songs from the Awesome Vegetable Machine show. It's a Jungle Out There, Hokey Pokey by Bray Combo, Silicon Valley, Chucky's Mexicana, Fiesta Mexicana. That was a 96 show. So this is the side A track. Side B would have Turn the Beat Around, Walk Like a Magician, Chucky Said, which was a previous live show, and the Macarena, which I'm surprised because the Macarena came out to like 97 in stores. That's pretty cool. So, and Hokey Pokey was like a 95 live show, which is weird because like they actually had the licensing to do it. Yes, I do have a copy of it. Does it still work? I don't know because I've been having this for a very long time. Let's put it this way. I had it for like a very long time. She has what the cassette looks like inside. I don't know. I know there's a way to open it. Oh, there it is. So this is what the cassette looks like. We'll just show like the first side. That's so weird. Okay, there you go. This is what it looks like. Again, here are the song selections that can be played. And then side 2 has the other selection of songs that could be played. Are You Ready for This was supposed to be in the actual cassette, but it got taken out. I guess due to limited space. And from seeing the actual show tape, they literally don't say nothing. They just talk and they go on this journey to go find cheese pizza per Pasquale's kitchen, and that's literally it. So the whole first segment is them like going on this space journey and just talking and dialogue and stuff like that. Do you have a tape player? Would you be able to? Yes, I would. I know they're hard to find nowadays. I'm also in look of a VCR, like a VHS player, because I mean I did, but coworker he wanted it, so we made a good deal off of it. But I also look for a VHS tape because I want to test out the Galaxy 5000, see how the quality looks like since it's like from '99, and also look for some old small vinyl records. As behind me, the Duke and Beach Bear record, they're like from '81, so I need like a 45 RPM record player. So, yeah, I just know they're kind of like they're pretty much hard to find and so much expensive, and you know they're easy to come by, but you just have to look far and wide to get one of those things. And I mean, again, that's a lot of money too that I will be taking out for it if if the price is right, then of course. But yeah, that was one of the outtakes actually, and I just played it off of Matt's Franchise second YouTube channel. Then there was supposed to be a second album, which was I forgot what the second album was supposed to be called, but they were supposed to make one in '97, and supposedly Every Boy Every Girl was supposed to be in that cassette tape. Now it's unknown how many cassettes were sold because again this was during the time of the Awesome Adventure Machine, so majority of the songs that were in this cassette tape were originally from the Awesome Adventure Machine, but as like single versions, not with the dialogues and stuff. So that was close enough to clear audio back in the day, around the 90s. So folks were lucky enough to actually have a cassette tape and kind of hear clear audio of these actual show scenes. So that's a close enough they actually got in at the time. And then here we are years later, we got clear audio to almost every show tape around. Of course, it's also the same case around the year 2009, I want to say, whenever the greatest hits album came out. I think it was like 2009. The songs that were written by Jeremy and Robert. I think it was 2009, but if so, somebody correct me if I'm wrong on that information. But I want to say 2009. I remember seeing that before in stores years ago, and I never got a chance to actually get that off of DVD. The Greatest Volume 1, was it? I know they had something like Homework and Living Life. That's a Deal. I know some people would consider like the video hits, the one that was like made out in 2002, but that was just for cast members and management at the time, which of course had like the footage and stuff like that. I mean, it maybe works nice for an whole album, but oh well. Again, I don't know how many copies were sold at the time, but for those who know, that was Chuck E. Cheese. The '90s was Chuck E. Cheese's first time producing records at the time, and you know, it it goes to show you, goes to show you a little bit of it. I mean, I do think that the Galaxy 5000 could easily make some records off of that. They could make a whole entire cassette thing off the Awesome Adventure Machine. You have the VHS sold in stores and at Target. Maybe you can make a whole cassette soundtrack off of the movie, or something like that. And yeah, and then again, there's so many opportunities on the table that corporate at the time really did miss, and now we're at the age where now we see Chuck E. Cheese in streaming platforms such as Spotify, Apple Music, YouTube Music, that type of stuff, and they're making profits off of that for now. And I guess that's okay. But yeah. Ah.
At U-Haul, we know every family.
Oh yeah, it's time for interactive diagnostics. If my lips ain't moving, it ain't working. All right, here we go. Right arm out. And down. And back. All right, now, right arm swing. And out. And in. And out. All right, now, elbow up. And down. And up. And down.
Feel the burn. Let's turn.
And turn. And turn. Now we'll wave. Wave. Hello. Wave. How you doing? All right, arm out. And back. And out. And back. Now arm swing. Left arm. Here we go now. Up. And down. And in. And out. Elbow up. And down. Left arm. Elbow up. And down. Wrist turn. We're on the left arm still. Wrist is turning.
Brian programming is
Turn the
always
wrist.
okay.
Here we go. Waving now. Left arm wave. How you doing? Good to see you. All right now. Left arm forward. And back. Forward now. And here it comes back. Now we're going to lean the body. Here it comes. Body forward. Coming at you. And back. And forward. Now the body to the left. And back. Feel the burn to the left.
You can tell Jeremy was living it.
Now we're leaning to the right. And back.
Like you can't even tell this is Jeremy or Duncan doing this now.
All right. Torso twist now. Right side. And
But there's
back.
something Duncan would do,
Right
you know?
To the right. And back. I'm working it. All right. To the left. And back. To the left. Torso twist now. And back. Right arm forward. Up. And down. And up. Down. Turn the head to the left. Back. To the left. Back. Turn the head to the right. And back. To the right. Now the head goes up. Down.
No, the voice I mean.
Down. Now I'm opening
Like you can't, you can tell Jeremy's having a blast like doing this voice.
Open.
Like you can't even tell like who was doing what in this whole section
To
anymore.
the right.
But there's something Duncan could do.
You know what I meant. Head tilt to the right. And back. Oh, heavens. To the left.
Huh? It's like,
And
oh,
back.
okay.
High blinks and down. And up. And down. Okay, that's good now. Man, nose up. And up. It works. Okay, I turn to the left. And back. To the right now. Right. And
Props
back.
them down though.
Eyebrows up.
They
Eyebrows
Brian
up.
and Brian did a really good job with this one.
And down. Now eyebrows down. And down. Okay, now I got the ears. Here they go. These are going back. And forward. Can you do that? I bet you can. All right, foot tap. Untap it.
Me either.
Feel the burn all the way through. Keep tapping. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Let's get it all going. Arms, legs, and hands, and eyes, and ears. It's all working now. Let's do an overload. Come on, Brian. Overload. You gotta get that out.
Like, okay, he wasn't the best Chucky voice to ever come, and I'm gonna agree with you on that. He was not the best Chucky voice, but I give him this one because you can tell like Jeremy is having so much fun when doing this diagnostics, in the way that like I said, this sounds something Duncan could easily do, and then you just listen to the voice and it's like this don't sound like Jeremy Chuck. It sounds like Duncan Chuck. Because Duncan Chuck will just be that energetic and he'll say like these random ad-libs and everything. So the more you listen to it, it makes you feel like, dang, who is voicing this guy? And but Brian Nick commented too. Actually, he said, "I had so much fun coming up with this idea of programming and choosing the song for the diagnostics. We had a blast with Jeremy recording the voice over for this project. We were under this rush to get this out because Studio C was rolling full steam ahead." And hey, props to those guys, man. That was a lot of fun. That really was. Yeah, that was definitely a lot of fun. Speaking of which, let's find out one that Ryan and Brett did one time, actually. with the Studio C Diagnostics. And that's the one they did the commentary with. See, they don't make good stuff like these anymore. You know what I mean? They don't make good stuff like this anymore. Nowadays, it's just instrumentals type music and there it is. I actually gotta go downstairs real fast. We're closing the dryer. So guess what? You guys get to listen to Brian and Brett commentary over this lovely 1999 diagnostics for the Studio C. I don't know when they got rid of these ones. I think they got rid of it when he kind of left. I'm not sure, but yeah. Besides, who loves a good commentary motion with these two goofballs? Let's turn it down a little bit. Right, no, not the mute. No, don't mute. Right down a little bit. There we go. So that's everybody. You can see it. This is dated October 15th, 1999. Point of view, you're a tech at the store of the Alpha.
Hi, this is Brian Hagan, studio manager at the entertainment department. And this is Brent Gray, studio coordinator. And this is Studio C Diagnostics. As you can see, we're getting right into things, so have a seat, maybe something to drink, because this diagnostic video is 2.5 hours long. We're just kidding. Actually, it's about 8 hours and 45 minutes. No, it's very short. The pneumatic part of the video takes about 17 minutes, and the optional lighting selection takes only about 8. Well, know-it-all, I don't suppose you know what the kind folk out there need to do with this video, do you? Well, as they probably know, what they need to do is watch through the video and make sure the show looks exactly like what's on their monitors. For example, it takes about half a second for Chucky's foot tap on the video. But if it takes 2 seconds for your Chucky foot tap on the show, then there's something probably wrong with the movement. And if you're watching the lighting diagnostics and the video shows CDC green floods, but your Chucky red floods light up, then you probably have some of your wiring backwards. That's right. Now, we're here to make things a little bit less boring. Not to mention the fact that we love the idea of having a captive audience to tell people how important the show is. The pneumatic portion of the video will cover all of Chucky's moves, the bird, the pizza phone, and the curtains. And the optional lighting portion will cover all the different lighting functions. Ad-lib. No, you're not supposed to read that. But it's right here. It means you're supposed to, well, ad-lib. Never mind. You get the idea. Well, anyway, it looks like Chucky's moved into the wrist motion here, and one of the things that you might notice is that we've lifted the elbows up on Chucky for the higher moves of his arms. That makes it a little easier for you to see on your show. It's really hard to tell if his wrist is turning if he's beneath the desk. We should mention that Chucky's hands are designed to have a certain curvature to the fingers, kind of like he's holding a baseball. Yeah, it kind of looks like both hands, if the fingers are posable, about the first 25 characters that went out there had posable fingers on Chucky, and he should look like he's holding 2 baseballs, one in each hand. That way it keeps the fingers away from the desk and other obstacles in the show. If you have a newer character and his fingers don't bend, then they're properly posed, so you shouldn't have to worry about that. Now what are we going to talk about Brian? Well, you know, if he had both of his arms going, he'd be a chicken there. I can tell we're here for your amusement. I'm sure they find this hysterical. Oh, I bet they do. Hey, check out those gears in the monitor. Spin it real, gotta make it around. Notice about the elbow moves on Chucky is you want to make sure that he's not wearing down the arm fur in the elbow joint. As that arm bends up and down, it shouldn't pinch the fur inside. The fur on the inside of the arms are covered by leather, and that's to protect them. You might want to check that from time to time, make sure that it's not wearing that thin inside, because if it starts running a hole, you get a big gap in his elbow, and it's kind of scary looking. Brian, we probably ought to mention a lot of the just maintenance things, cleaning things that that has to do with Studio C, with the show, with all the different things that you have to do to keep the show looking nice, looking clean, working properly.
Yeah, probably ought to start with Chucky. It's a good thing to basically disassemble him once a week. Basically take off the costume, all the fur body parts except for the legs. If you take the fur off for the legs, you're going to spend about 45 minutes trying to figure out how to put it back on. And there's no moving parts down inside, so you don't need to do that. You can take the arm fur off, and you can take obviously the shirt, the vest, assembly, that comes apart. And once you take that apart, you can remove the back of the body shell, and also the back of his head comes off. Actually, down the seams, his head splits in half, and there's little flaps in the fur if you feel around the seam where his head's joined together from front to back. And you take there's usually about 8 screws in there you can remove. And once you do that, the back of the head comes off. And I'd advise that you open him up about once a week and you vacuum him out. Get all that black fur residue out of there because he pulls a lot of the dust and fur inside him. And that's probably the worst enemy to the cylinders in the show. If you get him vacuumed out once a week, wipe him down with a soft towel, a clean one. Because there's no grease. Chucky doesn't need any lubrication inside him. So don't add any grease to the cylinder shafts. Like we used to do that for the older shows. We don't need to do that with Studio C. So basically just vacuum them out, dry them off really good. That's the only real inside maintenance, other than checking to make sure that the air hoses are okay, that there's no crushed hoses or kinks or air leaks and things like that once a week. And it probably would take you only about 15 minutes to get him disassembled, about 30 minutes to clean him out, maybe about 15 to put him back together, so maybe an hour max, and it'll prolong the life of the character just enormously. I mean, Chucky's kind of like a brand new car. You know, if you get a brand new car, you're going to change your oil every 3,000 miles. You know, if you don't change your oil every 3,000 miles, your car is going to fall apart or blow up, and the same thing's true for robotics. I mean, it's a machine like anything else, and you need to take them apart and work on them, make sure everything's okay. It's always easier to fix something before it breaks than after it's broken.
Yeah, and I must say, as far as like taking the head off and cleaning and all that kind of stuff, it's really easy because I can do it anyway.
If Brent can do it, anyone can.
That's right. That's right.
Also, you'll notice cleaning the costume. We recommend if you're going to have the costume cleaned, take it to a dry cleaning facility, have them dry clean the costume. You can wipe off the center part of the shirt and the armpits. Most of the white parts on Chucky now are vinyl. If you have one of the original sets of characters, you might have white denim. That can be dry cleaned. You can wipe the white vinyl off. It makes it really easy to take care of.
So Brian, let's say you do look at your character and you see that his arm move takes him 4 seconds and on their show, and it takes 2 seconds on the video. What does the store tech to do?
Well, basically, the first thing you want to do is manually activate that movement by itself to verify it. Either get out your tech term, scroll through it, find the movement, activate it to there, or lift up the panels beneath Chucky's feet and actually manually activate the Mac valve itself. Once you check that out and you notice that it still has the same delay in it or the same length of movement, then what you can do is start double checking things like the flow restrictors. They're little color-coded plastic connector barbs inside Chucky, located almost next to each of the cylinders. And what they do is they restrict the flow of air coming in and out. You want to make sure those aren't crushed or pinched, there's no kinks in them. Also check the air hoses. If everything else seems okay, then more than likely the cylinder is failing or has a problem with it, or there's some other obstruction, whether it's clothing or something jammed in the way. But always start with just the tech term or manually activating the Mac valve to check the movement.
So Brian, if you do notice that a cylinder seems to be bad or going bad, you just take it apart and try to rebuild it?
Well, unlike the 3-stage shows out there, a lot of the older ones, the cylinders on Chucky on Studio C aren't really designed to be rebuilt. They're designed to be replaced. So what you need to do is if you have a cylinder that's going bad, contact tech support at the support center, and they can help you obtain the proper part to replace it.
I just love this smooth head turn right. It's simply riveting. I'm sure you techs out there are overcome
with joy in watching this particular move, the head turn right.
We also, if you notice on Chucky, especially like on like head up like this, his body wiggles a little bit when the movements go on, and that's because he has a free-floating mechanism in his waist that kind of independently, he's got independent suspension. That's an easy way to put it. What it does is it allows him a little more humanistic movement. So it's normal for him to shake. Like if you were to give the character a shake test, like you used to do for our classic shows, if the character shook and jittered a lot, then that was a bad sign. But on Studio C, that's acceptable in the body section. It kind of bobs around when you shake it, and that's normal for the character.
Unless it like falls over or something. That's not good.
Yeah, that would not be good. Ah, yes, the mouth. The focal point of every show. If his lips aren't moving, they're not working. I had to do some reference to our first diagnostic.
Right, yeah. Gratuitous reference to the first diagnostic.
One thing to keep in mind when you're cleaning off Chucky's nose and mouth is you want to make sure that you don't use any harsh chemicals on there because it can remove the paste that they use to give him like rosy cheeks and the black nose and stuff. So use just mild soaping water to wipe off the silicone mask. That'll keep it clean and looking good for a long time. Wow, the head tilt. Boy, we're making time now. Actually, we only have about 6 minutes left before this thing wraps itself up. So,
The longest 6 minutes of your life.
okay. Let's see. We still gotta go through a couple of things. He's gonna do his eyelids, his eyebrows. I think his eyelids. His ears. The famous foot tap. For some reason, I just have this feeling that Brian and Brent are just really cool.
Really? Yeah, I was just having the same thought. I don't know if maybe there's something subliminal on this monitor that we're looking at, or maybe not so subliminal. Maybe it just said it just written right across the screen. Could be. I don't know.
I don't know. I've just got this just uncanny feeling. I want to get on a plane.
I feel good about myself now.
I want to fly for some reason. I don't know what it is, but you can see the turkey surprise there.
Sorry, Chuck, didn't mean to scare you.
Oh, the nose. You just wouldn't believe how complicated it is to program that piece of animation.
I think it's pretty easy.
Oh, do you? Just your negative offset by 25.
Mr. Please don't make me do mouths again.
Yeah, I don't do the mouth again. Actually, to be honest with you all out there, the most complicated part to program of these shows is the mouth. It takes the longest time.
And that's about, at least for me anyway, that's like 20% of the whole show for me is just programming the mouth.
It is? Man, it's only about 2% for me.
Right.
5 hours later, I think I finished one skit.
Yeah, really. Yeah, and speaking of time it takes to animate, Chucky, I don't really know for Studio C. I know that on the existing stage, just to give you an idea about time-wise, it takes approximately 4 to 5 hours for 1 minute of completed animation on the old 3-stage.
Yeah, it takes a while. Studio C, we haven't really done a time study on yet, but it's fairly close because Chucky has equivalent movements of 2 characters, but he's much more complicated because of both of his arms being able to move identically, and you can make him look more like a person, so the expressions you can get are a little more creative, so it takes almost, I'd say, probably about the same amount of time to get the show programmed as well. And we can't do that without the help of everybody out there in the field taking care of the shows.
Yeah, and on a video like this, we talk about maintenance and cleaning, but we also should mention that we realize that for the technical managers out there, for all the store techs, assistant techs, they have a lot of responsibilities. You all have a lot of responsibilities, and we can't really say enough how much we appreciate the hard work, the thought, the time that you guys spend out there in the stores, doing what you do, and we just appreciate everything you guys do.
Yeah, it's really great to know that we've got a lot of hardworking people out there, that going to get stuff, they get going with it. We're a growing organization, we're very busy all the time, and it's great to everybody to be on the same team, to work together to keep our mascot, which is the Chuck E. Cheese robot. He's our mascot on stage live all the time, keep him in excellent condition.
everybody taking care of him, so that he promotes our company on such a high level. Hey, check it out, it's the bird. I can't wait for the wings to come up or they pop off the body. Hopefully he won't fly away. Rock! You gotta love this music, Brian. I know. Sounds like we're in an elevator. Yeah.
True.
And we've got just about 2 more minutes left in your diagnostics. We hope this has been relatively painless. Yeah, hopefully we've added a little amusement to this. Oh, there they go. I'm not sure if the birds out in the field there will pop like that on the first one, but they might. Yeah, but hey, they work. That's the main thing. I would say if they pop off, then you probably have a problem. Yeah, that would be a slight
That
problem.
would be one of the things, going back to, examples of problems. That would be a problem.
Yeah. Okay, time for the pizza phone here. I have this distinct urge to call and order pizza on the phone.
I don't know why you would have that urge. I can't
Symbolism,
imagine.
I don't know.
I can't imagine why that's an urge.
Ladies and gentlemen, from the news capital of the planet, it's time for CEC News.
See, ladies and gentlemen, this is what you call running out of music.
Yeah, we're getting a little creative, having a
Little break wall. Fourth wall break.
You take some last minute pizzas.
Nothing like good old corporate industrial music.
Oh, we're at the curtain closes. This is the last part of the tape. We got about 5 of these from the point that the curtain starts opening. Notice it says 6-second travel. What that means is when you're actually diagnosing your curtains, from the point that the valve engages on your curtain system, it should take 6 seconds for it to travel to the other side. So when you're timing it, use that as your guideline, actually the time you hear the valve engage on your curtain system.
Brian, if that happens to be fast or slow, the curtain time to be fast or slow, is that just required adjustment, or does something probably need to be replaced?
It's just a simple adjustment. Normally, there is actually a screwdriver adjustment on each end of the cylinder. It's a vertical cylinder. It's about, I want to say about 7 to 8 feet high behind Chucky's stage. And you can adjust that on the bottom and the top for the opening and closing speeds. So adjust that first, and if you can't get the timing right, then there may be something wrong with the valve system or the flow control itself. All right, well, we're almost out of time here, but before we go, we want to let you know we have a surprise for you for sitting through this really boring, exciting diagnostic and through it, so you said, I said viewing. We have
Like I say, really boring.
from nationally broadcast TV shows, and we hope you'll enjoy them.
With the economy booming like it is, a lot of optimistic people are taking risks and starting their own business. However, it's a fact that the majority of new ventures do fail. Now, if you're considering becoming an entrepreneur, here are some recently failed businesses that might change your mind. I won't discourage anybody, but just to give you an idea of the kind of business you might do. Well, for example, this guy opened a pizza parlor similar to Chuck E. Cheese using cheap, low-quality ingredients, and that's why this one here, Chuck E. Coli, works. I think people caught on, just a case of sometimes price isn't everything. Sometimes people sacrifice certain things. What you may or may not know, some of our band members played together in another band before they joined the Time Shorts Nightcap.
Vicky and Smitty and Jerry and I used to play together a lot, did some jazz gigs and, restaurants and stuff.
Yeah, that's right. You did do some restaurants. I remember one of the very first gigs you guys played. In fact, where I discovered you. You know what I'm talking about?
No.
Let's show. This is where I discovered them. Let's take a look. Show that clip.
Yeah! All right, man, time to get on stage. We're waiting for you. Hey, come on, you guys. Let's go.
Come on, it's all right.
Just walk around here. Munch walk around here. All these electronic. Oh my. Hell is walking around here. I would not be surprised if this clip alone expired Five Nights at Freddy's years later. I think it's a Florida location. I'm not 100% sure, but I think it was like a Florida location. I could be wrong though. It seemed like it.
I was so impressed by their performances that night. I remember it just blew me away with that happy birthday thing. We were hot. That was a hot night.
Back to the show. I think it was Sunrise. No, Sunrise had the road stage at the time. Well, the exterior, yeah, the exterior, but the stage-wise, I don't know.
Alright, well, if you're listening to this, you've decided to check out the lighting on your show. I'm Britton Gray, studio coordinator.
And I'm Brian Hagan, studio manager. Well, here we go with the amber floods on Chucky's stage. This lighting diagnostic covers all of the functions of Studio C, including the intelligent lighting, which is considered the fiber optic tubing on your ceiling, which are called robo-colors, and the robo-scan units. Those are the units, one mounted in front of Chucky's stage and one mounted in front of the blue screen stage that have moving mirrors on the light fixtures.
If you happen to notice lights going on, like for instance right now we have Chucky green floods, if your blue floods come on, then what you probably got is your wiring backwards.
One thing also to remember as we move forward, when the clock comes on, the hands on the clock move forward and backwards. It's kind of hard to see in the video, but they do move. So when it says on the screen, clock forward, clock backwards, it should move forwards and backwards respectively to the title on the screen.
Another thing you can check for now is to see if you have any bulbs burned out. So if you have a couple of Chucky red floods and only one comes on, then probably have one burned out.
Yeah, everything on Chucky's ceiling is done in pairs, red, blue, the amber, and the green. Most of the other lighting, like the desk lighting, the lighting on the monitor surrounds, a lot of that is neon, so you have to check the transformers if there's something wrong, make sure the transformers are on and working properly. Pay close attention to the pizza phone here because it's kind of difficult to see in the store with all the lights on in the showroom. So just kind of be aware that there are small lights inside that.
Brian, did you choose this music?
Actually, I think you did.
Oh, our engineer Frank is really enjoying it. It's air guitar in it. There's not even any guitar in the music.
You can tell we're grassroots people here for something to talk about. This is kind of like resemblant of a kind of a director's commentary, if you will, like you see on a lot of movies nowadays. We thought this might be an entertaining way to break up the monotony of these diagnostic programs.
And we use the term director very loosely.
Yes, it's extremely loose. One thing to notice about the Chucky spot there is it should not have a hard edge on it. It should be a soft edge all the way around, so it just kind of glows when it lights up on him. And then the bird spot should have a hard edge around the outside of the spot.
And the thing to maybe even look for is make sure that the spotlight's pointed or centered on the character. A lot of times they'll get bumped by this or that. Someone toss something in the air and it gets bumped a little bit. Make sure it is centered on the character.
The warp fixture here is projected onto Chucky's stage, and it should change patterns as well as colors. The monitor neon that you're seeing now, the coloring is different from what is in the field due to the fact that Studio C in the corporate office studio is the original set. We have 3 colored neon. The neon in the field is multicolored, so notice that it says monitor, outer neon, middle neon, and inner neon.
But you can basically follow the description for that one. Isn't that right, Brian? For the ones that are in the field, the actual description is definitely
Yes, as long as you follow that description, you'll have the correct circuits going.
Hey, JQ. Ever since I was a kid, I always called the Gemini like the disco type lights.
If one of the bulbs goes out, then the both will not work.
Yes, if one bulb does go out, then the whole fixture will not light up. It will still spin, but it will not light up. It's always best to replace those bulbs in pairs, because usually when one goes, the other one's not far behind and burning out. One thing to always keep in mind is always make sure that you replace a bulb with the exact style that it is when you get a new one, because
On the air.
to show consistent, we always want to use the exact same replacement parts.
Oh, look at the old office.
You might notice our beautifully decorated tablecloth there in front of the interactive console. This is so you can tell the color of the room floods. The room floods actually should be positioned to where they cover the entire room with light. They shouldn't be all aimed directly at the stage. They should be positioned where some go down to tables, some go up on walls, so it's a nice, even, dispersed pattern throughout the room. You know, if you look real close into that center monitor, you can see me standing at the camera.
This is a big budget video production.
Ah, the live floods. No live show is complete without them.
That is true. Yeah, duo disco ball, yeah.
The RoboColor units that you see
Oh, it's called
here
disco
with
balls for
fiber
some
optic
reason as a
tubes,
kid.
This is a automatic random mode, so your colors may not match this exactly, but as long as all the tubes come on and 2 of them, each pair starts lighting differently, then they're working accurately. Same thing goes for these RoboScans. We're actually taking an image of the floor here. The RoboScans will be projecting onto the tables in your showroom, moving around. It's just an example of the lights changing patterns and roaming around. Yours will automatically be different colors, different patterns. You just want to check, make sure that the mirrors are moving, the patterns are changing, and everything else, so that they work properly.
We're getting near the end here. We do appreciate all of you taking the time to check out your lights on your show. These house lights dim are going to go a couple times and we'll be through. We do have a couple of video clips, just like we had on the pneumatic portion of the diagnostics. So we hope you enjoy them.
Thanks for taking the time to work on your show. We really appreciate it, and have a great day.
These guys are businessmen. All they really care about is if you can make them a buck. Yeah, I guess you're right, but so what's all with the louder? How come people won't shop there? I know, it's their name. Winfried Lauda. It sounds so stuffy and expensive. Not like Chuck E. Cheese. You hear a name like Chuck E. Cheese and you know you're gonna have some fun. And some cheese.
Okay, but what does the E in Chuck E. Cheese stand for?
Are you listening? Oops, sorry. Oh. Oh, this ain't nothing. It's just DVD players and other stuff. Okay. That's it. That was fun. Yep, it is the icon of pop culture. Such an icon of pop culture, yeah. 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 I don't know the location I was. Yeah, I don't know the location that was filmed at, the stage part, you know. But I think that was Sunrise DX here. It had to be in my Miami store. I remember seeing you like here about years ago. Oh man. Okay, y'all. Who got finished this?
I told you love me like you used to do. I thought you treat me like a worn out shoe. My head's still turning, my eyes still roll. I don't give a like it used to. And a loving and a talking or a kissing in a long, long while.
Actually, I'm not gonna play this one. This one got too depressing much. I want to talk about my favorite one. I'm gonna play something for you. I want to play my favorite, one of my favorite ones that I like. It's kind of been stuck in my head lately. Let me find that. Here it is.
Over there, Big C. Go on.
But we gotta play the action.
All that gold in California is in a bank in the middle of Beverly Hills in somebody else's name. Folks, how do you like her voicing of the Catlin Brothers and the country sound of the 70s?
Yeah, let's talk about that gold.
Later, we got country music to sing.
Which bank did you say that was?
Now, what's she talking about over there, Big C? Gold. We got it for Jasper. Country gold. All that gold. In California is in a bank in the middle of Beverly Hills. It's somebody else's name. So if you're dreaming about California, it don't matter at all where you played before. California's a brand new game. Trying to be a hero.
Why make up a zero?
Starman forever, right down to your soul.
No, they don't.
So if you're dreaming about California, it don't matter at all where you played before. California's a brand new game.
They did have the opportunity to make that happen too. They could have,
A brand new game.
but they don't want to put the money into, you know, all that stuff again.
You love our version of Loretta Hina.
That's why the Warrior's a thing.
Move over, boys. I've got a story to sing you.
Again, they could have fixed that problem. They could have solved it when they were testing it out around the time, but they chose not to because they don't want to waste money.
You found someone to want, and don't it make my brown eyes blue? Tell me you love me more than you cry. Say anything, or don't say goodbye. I'll be fine when you go. I'll just cry all night long. Say it isn't true. And don't it make my brown eyes? Don't it make my brown eyes? Don't it make my brown eyes look more blue?
Ah, you do that very well.
Right.
Oh, you're so sweet.
And if you don't mind, I've got a few ounces of a country gold to show it you myself.
Exactly. That should have been the better option. But then again,
Song as sweet as
we all know that this company is not very smart on a lot of decisions either.
travel the world with a six-piece band that does it for you.
Some of them were under Wiggle System too, now that I think about it. Or maybe they all were, I don't know. I know some of them have an HD and SD
Try to
system.
stay young, but the songs you've sung to so many people, they've all begun to come
But
back.
I agree with you.
But nobody sings a love song quite like you do. And nobody else could make me sing along. And nobody else could make me feel the things are right when I know they're wrong.
Hot take. Scott actually does a really good job with Pasquale. Like his singer voice, Pasquale is actually really good, better than Joe.
Songs, sweet music
Not much nice, Miss Wally. Thank you. Now, what's the else you could say? I'm not sure. Let's just proceed with the proceedings. Go for it, Mike. Sunless night. Happy after of the sunless night.
I don't know for sure they were under the HD. I just know for sure that some have a SD and some have an HD. Because I know that was an issue with more cheese. Some stores did have more cheese for Studio C. But I know they were under Wago system. They use Wago. The dance floor uses the Wago system. Because the COLs and dance floor, they run under the same system. Actually, now that I'm thinking about it, yeah, they both run under the same system, under the Wago system. That's how I remember it. Yeah, that's how I remember it. They run under the same old system. Because we were under Wago when we got remodeled. Because we had the panel before the hurricane, then we got under Wago. And then now we're under the Navori. Is this the right one I'm looking for? Oh, hell no.
If you have kids between the ages of 4 and 12, and you showed interest in learning piano, your number one priority should be to get
Yeah. The guy who portrayed Larry, he went to bigger roles. And plus, they don't want to. They got rid of the side characters too. They got rid of the side characters because they want to mainly focus on the main 5 characters. Okay. Oh, wait. Yeah. How many locations have Adventure World? As of right now, there's about to be 2 locations. Arlington, Texas, which opened up around last year, which was a test location, I guess we could say that. And now the next location that's opening up as an Adventure World, which is currently, I want to say, in production. I don't know when construction will start yet. So there's like this whole confusion too, which I'll get to in a little bit. Is Fargo, North Dakota. Now, of course, Fargo, North Dakota, they actually had a Chuck E. Cheese, but unfortunately closed down doors around 2023 when the company was closing at various locations. Hence, at the same time of that year, Arlington, Texas, unfortunately closed down as well. Now, of course, both North Dakota and South Dakota were the actual locations, the only 2 locations, at least to my knowledge, that did not have any Chuck E. Cheese left. What was messed up about Fargo was that they were not notified about the fact that they were closing. They were notified literally the night of that they were closing. There was no 2 weeks notice. There was no notify, anything like that. Literally, all it was that someone lit on the loudspeaker and this said that the store will be closing years of operation, and that was it. A lot of canceled birthday parties, fundraisers, stuff like that was immediately canceled, and now they're actually making an Adventure World in the Fargo, North Dakota area, which kind of set a lot of confusion because there was this article that came out of nowhere yesterday, claiming that it says, and I quote, about they have managed to it says here, this is how we manage a national footprint across 45 states and should not incorporate as an indication of financial and operational distress. The company said on March 10th, adding that Chuck E. Cheese closed in Fargo, North Dakota location a few years ago and plans to open a new one as of this year. People speculated that it was a CEC that's going to be open after its closure, but it seems like Fargo, North Dakota is actually getting a Adventure World. That's just leading up to the article of Adventure World. So just for the confusion or anything, Fargo, North Dakota is the next location to have Adventure World. When will they start? I'm not 100% sure, but it is confirmed that Adventure World is coming to Fargo, North Dakota. And so hey, look at this case. We'll see more Adventure Worlds in the near future. I know we don't like Adventure World because of how sloppy it is and everything, and that's understandable. But yeah, it appears that Fargo, North Dakota is gonna be next, and of course the location for it is at Westgate Commons, 1500 13th Avenue East Street, West Nargo, well, actually it's not Chicken Entertainment close. No, there's no talking of putting another one in Texas as right now. As far as we know, just because this was announced like literally last week that Fargo is the second location planning to open up as a Adventure World. Now, will they have another one in Texas? It doesn't make sense to put one in Texas and another one in Texas because already Arlington, you already have a place that's where, you know, people will go and probably do good business with. And again, hence, like Arlington literally closed in 2023, and now the Arlington building is now actually going to be a trampoline park thing. So it does make sense to actually put one in Dallas, and then you already got one in Arlington. That's like saying, I mean, that's a lot with Chuck E. Cheese, but I've not seen no Dallas closed location during the past few years, and I mean, the only Dallas location so far I know we have is Mofford, and Mofford is still surviving strong. So I don't see them actually going to the route of putting another Adventure World in another area like Dallas and stuff. But if they do, then hey, that's good for them, I guess. At the end of the day, this company is still dying for money, and they're just doing anything at the bare minimum besides selling the animatronics to people. But you know, hey, that's their sort of thing for it. So right now we're looking at two as Fargo, North Dakota is the second location open up, and you know if this goes well, which unfortunately we'll see more Adventure Worlds expand in the later expansion. So just be on the lookout for more future locations opening up very soon as the time comes, because I don't know where else location they're looking into. You forget what I do for tomorrow's post. Jeez, there's a lot of things I'm gonna do tomorrow with. Hey, hey. Anything else you guys want to discuss? I'm about to hop out, y'all. I'll catch y'all in the next stream. Ouch.